how did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their source.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
Diddy sent those to 50?
Diddy's like funeral flowers.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt. My favorite villain? I kind of like Diddy.
There are no misconceptions about me.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
Jay's definitely.
Jay helped you?
Yeah.
How did you
As a
help?
competitor.
Explain it.
Yeah, because he never was someone that you communicate with, that you're like friends with the person. But I always respected him because he was never an actual competitor in actual fact. He was someone who was a competitor to perception.
How close was Diddy and Jay-Z? They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball, they wasn't playing baseball, they wasn't playing football, and they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z.
And B was, one time she jumped off of the ledge. He ain't running over because she thought me and Jay had issues, and I was like, what the? And I was like, did she really just jump down and run over here like that?
Beyonce jumped off a ledge. Yeah, what happened?
It was in the Cosmopolitan, huh?
She really a superhero.
She jumped down and no, she was like, this what? Like that Bonnie and Clyde for real? You try this or what, boy? I'm here.
Word.
She down like at me. She like, I said,
Was the lounge with her?
She looked at me like that. I was like, what?
A new storm is beginning to take shape, bringing together years of old rumors, fresh controversies, and allegations that have remained buried for a long time. At the center of this growing controversy is 50 Cent, an artist who has spent more than 2 decades publicly challenging people he believes have been shielded by the entertainment industry. One of those names has consistently been Diddy. But now, according to 50 Cent, the story reaches far beyond a single music mogul. He suggests the next round of revelations could extend to Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and even Oprah Winfrey, 3 of the most influential figures in modern entertainment. Their names have circulated in speculation for years, yet they were rarely confronted so directly until now. The latest wave of attention began when 50 Cent hinted that he possesses explosive new footage connected to the same inner circle surrounding the Diddy controversy. He implied that the documentary focused on Sean Combs was only the opening chapter. Soon afterward, he posted a short message that quickly spread across social media. You're next. Fans immediately began connecting the dots, with many believing the warning was aimed directly at Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Questions surfaced almost instantly. Why them? Why now? And why immediately after the release of the Diddy documentary? According to long-running speculation, the answer lies within a closely guarded network inside the entertainment industry, protected for years by influence, wealth, and powerful alliances. After the Netflix documentary on Diddy was released, many viewers pointed out how closely Jay-Z and Diddy had been connected for decades. From business ventures to exclusive private events, their circles often overlapped. Beyoncé also moved within those same elite spaces, including Rock Nation events, Grammy gatherings, and high-profile industry functions where the same influential names repeatedly appeared. Now, 50 Cent is suggesting that anyone linked to Diddy may no longer be beyond scrutiny as old recordings, documents, and stories continue to be revisited by the public. And if his claims prove accurate, this could be only the beginning.
More private conversations, and that he and Diddy could talk openly, and Mark could talk to Diddy not just as a client, but as a person, and try to guide him in a time leading up to his arrest. And unbeknownst to Mark Agnifilo, Diddy has got this guy recording the conversation as he's sitting there saying, you are screwing this up, you are messing up this case, we're losing. And knowing that that's on tape, and it's almost like he's performing for the camera and not telling Mark what's going on. And the really enraging part about it is that Mark Agnifilo won this case for Diddy with legal strategy. It wasn't just an accident that this jury that had heard all of this in the news before the trial voted not guilty on all the serious charges. It was Mark Agnifilo that did that. Yet Diddy secretly records this guy and embarrasses him. And yeah, you could say, well, Diddy never expected that it would end up being broadcast somewhere else. Well, okay, but Diddy was planning on using it, or he wouldn't have had it recorded in the first place. So it's just really, really unfair. And I know that in a way this sounds crazy, that I'm getting so upset about Diddy, and yet there's video of Diddy beating Cassie. Well, that's horrendous, but that doesn't mean you can't look at something else as well. And I just think, as a lawyer, I just think this is just so outrageous that he would do something like this, and not even understanding what Agnifilo's legal theory was. Because I will tell you that when we did our first documentary on Diddy, which was 8 months before the trial, Mark Agnifilo said to me on camera that he is going to tell this jury that this was a successful black man that prosecutors were trying to take down because they couldn't get into his bank accounts because they were clean, and he couldn't deal with they couldn't deal with taxes because he wasn't committing tax fraud. So they go into his bedroom. And that's what Mark Agnifilo said 8 months before. And he goes into the trial and he essentially wins that argument. Whether you believe it or not, a jury that sat through the whole thing, they believed it. And ultimately they convicted him on this BS Mann Act thing. So Diddy won that case. And one of the reasons he won the case is something that Agnifilo got criticized for. That when he did the documentary with me, he was making a joke about the baby oil. Remember, he said, oh, well, I didn't know he bought in bulk. He must have bought 1,000 bottles at Costco. And a lot of people just slammed him for that and said, how dare you? You're being disrespectful. The baby oil is the smoking gun in this case. Agnifilo knew all along that the baby oil was Diddy's best defense, because when Agnifilo got before that jury in closing arguments, he looked at them and he said, well, the feds came in with their armor and artillery and guns. And what did they do? They got 1,000 bottles of baby oil off the streets. Ooh, he said, the streets are safer now. And the jury laughed. And that laugh told Agnifilo he should keep going on that. And that the trial itself was absurd because the baby oil.
Fans also recalled that 50 Cent had previously accused Jay-Z of protecting certain influential circles within Hollywood. Many connected those remarks to 50's long-standing belief that powerful figures quietly protect one another behind the scenes. Now, that tension appears stronger than ever because 50 has already shown that he's willing to bring his claims to the screen. He previously pulled back the curtain on Diddy's private world through a documentary watched by audiences across the globe. So when he posted the words, "You're next," most people didn't dismiss them as empty talk. They viewed the statement as a serious warning. To understand why those words carry so much weight, it helps to look back at the long and complicated history between 50 Cent and Jay-Z, a rivalry that stretches back to the early 2000s. From the beginning, their relationship was marked by competition. According to long-standing claims, Jay-Z allegedly tried to slow 50 Cent's rise by discouraging influential industry figures from working with him. He even referenced 50 during his Summer Jam freestyle, warning him not to push things too far. 50 took those comments personally, and from that point forward, the tension between them never truly disappeared. As the years went on, both men built powerful careers, but they followed completely different paths. Jay-Z evolved into the quiet billionaire, expanding his influence through major brands, award shows, sports ventures, luxury partnerships, political connections, and elite business circles. Meanwhile, 50 Cent became known as the outspoken disruptor, growing his empire through television, business investments, and direct public callouts. They came to represent two very different styles of power. Jay-Z maintains influence through silence, while 50 Cent gains attention by speaking openly. That's exactly why, whenever 50 hints that he's about to reveal something, people pay close attention, because history has shown that he rarely holds back.
Sights on someone new after the Diddy Netflix documentary. If you aren't aware, 50 Cent has been getting insane feedback from the Netflix documentary he made on Diddy. Sean Combs' The Reckoning is what it's called, and it's #1 all over Netflix, beating even Stranger Things. Diddy himself has responded to it, saying the stories are false, of course, denying everything, and even trying to do a cease and desist on the Netflix documentary. And after this Diddy documentary, a lot of people have been wondering who's the next person that deserves to get exposed. And Jay-Z is the one that a lot of people are pointing their finger at. And the reason why Jay-Z's been getting a lot of this type of backlash is because Jay-Z was really close to Diddy. At one point, Diddy was even calling him his brother, and that Jay-Z's the only one that can call him his real name, Sean, that maybe there's something on Jay-Z's side that has been going on behind the scenes. Now, there hasn't been any solid proof yet, but Nicki Minaj has been going at Jay-Z for quite some time, talking about Jay-Z is manipulative and he steals, and he's been pushing a narrative, and that Roc Nation has control and power over a lot of things. And I can kind of understand where she's coming from to a certain extent. We got to remember when Jay-Z went up on the Grammy stage and said Beyonce never won Album of the Year and complained about that, literally the following year, Beyonce wins Album of the Year. Which is just something like that doesn't show you that there is some power going on there, that there's something behind the scenes that Jay-Z controls. It's clear as day that it's all politics on who wins Grammys, who gets the better light and things. So that kind of opened my eyes, as to Roc Nation's power and how they manipulate things in the media. I'll never forget Jay-Z would get this like special treatment all the time when it comes to the media. I mean, Hot 97, when they interviewed Jay-Z, they literally rolled out a red carpet. They never did that for any other artist. So Jay-Z's always had this kind of special treatment when it came to things. But now the question is Jay-Z involved in crazier things? I mean, there's been a lot of speculation in a lot of different ways, and people are pointing their attention towards 50 Cent wanting him to do a Jay-Z documentary. And it looks like he might actually do it, because on Instagram, he posted a drawing of Jay-Z that kind of makes fun of his looks. And he posted that photo and he said this in the caption: "Please stop sending me stuff like this. I'm not going to post it." Basically making a joke, because obviously he posted it on his social media. But, and here's the interesting but in this, is someone commented on the post, and the comment got liked by 50 Cent. And this is the comment. It's from Dom KMDA. I hope I pronounced that right, Dom Kanmata. He commented saying, "My only question, he's next, isn't he?" And 50 ended up liking that comment. And here's the thing. I actually saw this on Twitter and X, whatever, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to confirm, is this real? Because a lot of people Photoshop these type of things just to create drama and create this speculation. So I actually DM'd the guy himself, and I showed him the photo, and I asked him, "Hey, is this a real photo? Did 50 like your comment?" He said, "Hey, yes, he did." And I was like, perfect. Thank you for confirming. Thought it was Photoshopped. I will appreciate the response. And he said, "I was surprised as well. Didn't see that coming." So shout out to him for, responding to my DM and confirming that, the comment actually got liked by 50, because, a lot of people Photoshop and spread narratives. So me being the proper journalist, or whatever you want to call me, news reporter, I, wanted to go get to the source and see if it was actually real. There's also something that's very interesting that went over a lot of people's heads, and that's the documentary coming out on December 2nd. That Diddy documentary coming out on that date. Literally 2 days later, you have Jay-Z's birthday, December 4th, which to me sends a subliminal message to Jay-Z that you're next. So that's crazy. That just, to me, shows that 50 is potentially gonna work on something going at Jay-Z, and he might get Nicki Minaj involved, because Nicki Minaj has a huge issue with Jay-Z with a lot of things, and I don't even know the full details of that, because she's gone at Jay-Z.
As the years passed, Jay-Z continued building relationships with some of the most influential figures in the entertainment world. Among them were Diddy, Oprah Winfrey, and others connected to major corporate and media networks. Whenever 50 Cent believed certain issues were being quietly ignored or covered up, he responded in his own style, through sarcasm, sharp criticism, or cryptic social media posts. But this time felt different. For the first time, 50 Cent appeared to issue a direct warning to Jay-Z, suggesting that he may have access to footage or material that could affect the Carters. Fans immediately viewed this as a major shift. That reaction comes from 50's reputation for following through on his claims. When he says he has documents, recordings, or a story to reveal, he has often backed those statements with action. As a result, Jay-Z and Beyoncé quickly became the center of intense online speculation. This is also where Oprah Winfrey's name entered the conversation. Many people began asking why she was suddenly being mentioned alongside Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and the circle surrounding Diddy. According to long-running speculation, the answer lies in a renewed wave of accusations involving Oprah, combined with 50 Cent's long history of publicly criticizing her. Over the years, he has repeatedly argued that Oprah applies her influence selectively. He accused her of avoiding scrutiny of certain powerful white figures during the height of the Me Too movement while placing greater attention on Black entertainers. He often pointed to her documentary about R. Kelly while contrasting it with her past association with Harvey Weinstein. On a more personal level, 50 Cent has also never forgotten that Oprah once declined to interview him. Supporters believe that history helps explain why her name is now being drawn into the discussion, and why many think this unfolding story could reach far beyond a single individual.
Oprah Epstein, he was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceling him. I don't believe the industry has canceled him yet. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced what he has done. I haven't heard one of them. I have not heard one person denounce, well, man, let God handle it. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here with that. If that was your daughter, would you let God handle it? All those people, they ain't denounced him. They ain't definitely, they can't come forward and say, yo, I support him. Because it would mess up their brand. It would mess up their brand. Jay-Z. We the only one could call each other Sean. Jay is the only one could call me Sean. I'm the only one could call him Sean. Get the hell out of here. If that ain't no fun boy stuff. But you ain't had not one person, brother, not one person sit there, denounce what he did, or come forward.
But the story goes even further. Over the years, renewed criticism has surfaced regarding Oprah Winfrey's relationships with several Black celebrities. Ludacris once claimed that Oprah edited parts of his interview and criticized rap music while he was promoting one of his films. Dave Chappelle later said that during his appearance, Oprah encouraged him to describe his experiences as paranoia instead of recognizing the intense pressure he believed he was facing at the time. Monique alleged that Oprah played a role in helping blacklist her after Precious, while Taraji P. Henson revealed that she was significantly underpaid for her role in The Color Purple. 50 Cent has publicly voiced support for many of these claims, arguing that they reflect what he sees as a pattern of selective accountability. Then there are the controversies involving the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. Incidents reported in 2007 and 2011 attracted widespread media attention and public criticism. In more recent years, online conspiracy theories attempted to connect Oprah to stories involving missing children and secret locations. However, most of those allegations were later found to be false, although the controversy continued to influence public discussion. Now, after 50 Cent targeted one of the entertainment industry's most powerful figures through a widely viewed documentary, many fans believe Oprah could also become part of his future focus, especially after he suggested that some of the people he plans to expose are individuals no one would expect. In Hollywood, influential relationships are rarely viewed as accidental. In this case, the paths of Oprah, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Diddy have crossed repeatedly over the years. Oprah has interviewed Beyoncé on multiple occasions and has often spoken highly of her achievements. She has praised the Carters for their cultural impact and business success. Jay-Z has appeared at events connected to Oprah, while Oprah has publicly supported several of his projects. Beyoncé has also participated in high-profile charity events linked to Oprah's network. Individually, these connections may seem ordinary, but together they have led many online observers to re-examine old alliances that are once again attracting public attention.
Beyonce didn't want to speak and does not speak to Brandy. And the truth of the matter is, there she go back there with Monica and Kelly, and there go Patti LaBelle, and then there goes Solange, all right? And there's a reason why Solange is around as well. Because if you guys don't know, for a while, Solange and Beyonce actually were not on speaking terms, but they're back talking now, they're back cool, and basically Solange is around to keep Beyonce spiritually protected. Solange is the spiritual protector of that family. Don't get it twisted. Mama Tina is powerful. Solange is the most powerful list. You better ask some damn body. All right. Now, the reason why Beyonce ain't came to speak to Brandy, baby, is because Beyonce does not talk to anyone who used to sleep with Jay-Z. Okay. Whether you guys know it or not, and I have to say allegedly, right? Jay-Z and Brandy used to talk back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean like late 90s type stuff, right? Brandy always kept Jay-Z on the low back in the day because, quite honestly, he was too ugly to be out in public with. I'm just keeping it real. To claim him publicly, he was too ugly back in the day. Now, when you try to search up pictures of Jay-Z and Brandy, you will find... Hold up, let me see. Hold up. Let me see, because I thought I had a picture of them two, Brandy and Jay-Z. Now, this would have been from... let's see, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Brandy and Jay-Z. Okay, there we go. Now, this picture of them was in 2002. All right. And this was, I think was at one of her album release parties, if I'm not mistaken. This was a year after Moesha Rap, because Moesha went off air in 2001. Yes, he was dealing with Beyonce at the time as well. And, Blue Cantrell, he was, let me tell you, Jay-Z was laying it low and spreading it wide. Jay-Z was one of those dudes in the industry that, you know, you messed around with, he piped you down, but before he was really him, you did not claim him publicly because he was just simply too ugly. It was what it was. But Jay-Z was in love with Brandy then. He's not in love with her now, but he still has love and feelings towards her. He's one of those people that feels like once he done had you and once he done loved you, he always feels like he has like possession over you. Jay-Z is one of those kind of men, baby. I don't know if they told you. Jay-Z is extremely jealous, extremely controlling, and extremely possessive. That's another reason why. Hold up. Where'd the picture go? Wait a minute. Where'd the picture go? That's another reason why Beyonce up here. Wait. Anyway, y'all get the point. That's another reason why Beyonce, over the years, a lot of the music that she's made, it's always been with him. A lot of the remixes, it's always been with him or somebody that he approves of her to work with, okay? Jay-Z was so damn controlling, he didn't even want her father, talking about Matthew Knowles now, he didn't want her father managing her anymore, and he stepped in. And if y'all notice, when Jay-Z stepped in as Beyonce's manager, the music changed, everything changed, and the money started to get effed up. But that's another story for another day. We're not getting on that right now. We're sticking with Brandy and Jay-Z right now. So they started messing around on the low in the 90s. Even to the early 2000s, they were still messing around. I'm not exactly sure which year the relationship officially ended, but just know that Jay-Z was just basically good for, that was what he gave. He gave big, I don't know no other way to put it, but he was like, for the ladies that's watching, you know, like if you ever dealt with like a tall, ugly with big pipe, you went to him to get piped down, but you would not like ever like claim him like that because he was just super ugly. It was what it was. And before he really blew up, didn't nobody want to be seen with him like that. It is what it is. And quite frankly, Jay-Z dated a lot of your favorite female stars from back in the day.
Diddy and Jay-Z also maintained a long-standing business relationship. Over the years, they collaborated on music projects, appeared together at exclusive events, and moved within the same high-profile luxury circles. Whenever discussions turned to the so-called elite network surrounding Diddy, the names of Jay-Z and Beyoncé were often brought into the conversation. Not because they had been accused of any specific wrongdoing, but because of their proximity, the same events, the same award shows, the same investment circles, the same private after-parties, and the same influential layers of Hollywood. In an industry built on powerful connections, simply being associated with the right people can be enough to attract public attention. As older relationships continue to be re-examined, many fans believe that individuals once considered untouchable are now facing greater public scrutiny than ever before. Whether those assumptions ultimately prove accurate remains to be seen, but interest in these long-standing alliances continues to grow. Supporters of 50 Cent argue that his recent comments suggest he may reveal even more information connected to the entertainment industry's most influential figures. Others believe the speculation has moved far ahead of the available evidence. Either way, the conversation has intensified, with social media users revisiting old photos, public appearances, business partnerships, and industry connections in search of new clues. As more attention shifts toward the relationships linking Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and other prominent names, many believe the story is far from over. If 50 Cent follows through on his latest hints, the next chapter could bring even more discussion, renewed speculation, and a closer examination of some of the entertainment world's most powerful alliances.